All right, just what's it been like since you've gotten to Knoxville? Been a few months now. What's been the biggest kind of transition?
No, it's been great. The whole city's welcomed me. My teammates and coaches have been very accepting of me, and it's great hospitality here on the court. It's been fun. It's been challenging, but it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, what's that strength conditioning room been like? How different is that than a place like North Florida?
No, it's definitely a little bit different. Just the intensity and how detail-oriented Coach G is. I mean, you can tell everybody's bodies have changed since the summer, so he's great.
You hear people talk about Victor Bailey Jr. a few years ago, like he saw Tennessee walk out of the tunnel in March Madness. He was like, I want to play for that team. Those guys are huge. How much does seeing how big and physical the guys on this team are make you want to play for a team like that?
No, yeah, I mean, I feel like we just have a competitive advantage every time we step on the floor. I mean, if you look at a guy like Felix, he's in D-Stone, he's just super cut up and swole. So Coach G, he does a great job in the weight room.
Where do you feel like you are defensively right now since getting here?
No, that was a big thing for me, making my decision coming here, playing for Coach. I know he's very defensive oriented and detail oriented, so I feel like I've gotten much better already.
Yeah,
sure.
You hear like guys like Dalton say they wanted to take that step defensively so they could play in the NBA. Is that kind of where your mentality was?
No, definitely, most definitely. Yeah, that was a big thing for me. Defensively, just working on my how quick my feet are, just being more physical on and off the ball, and just learning a lot, soaking everything up from Coach.
If you were one-on-one against yourself, do you think you could guard yourself? Do you think you'd score on yourself?
I definitely know I could score on myself. I think so. I think I'd be good defensively as well.
Since you got here, who's someone that's kind of surprised you that maybe you didn't know too much about and they've impressed you on the court?
That's a good question. I say Felix. Felix, he's just a beast. You can tell by his body. Defensively, he's blocking everything around the rim, and then if you throw it up, he's going to get it. So he's really amazed me.
You were with going through the NBA process. You're one of the later guys to commit here. Was it nice to kind of see the pieces kind of form from the transfer portal before you picked your destination?
Yeah, definitely. With me taking my time and seeing how all the pieces fell into place, that was definitely a pro for taking a little bit longer in my decision. But yeah, that was a good thing to see. And I feel like we have a pretty good depth with all positions.
What's your biggest takeaway from that process going through the NBA stuff?
I'd say my biggest takeaway from the NBA process is just learning a lot more about what I need to work on to get to that next level. That showed me a lot going through the process.
All right, I wanted to ask about the strength and conditioning program here. How different is that than Ohio State and other kind of high school places you've been?
It is. I would say though, like the strength coach G and the strength coach at Ohio State, they're actually really good friends.
Okay.
Yeah, they both coach. He was an intern for Rick Barnes when he was in Texas. Strength coach at Ohio State, so he and G are actually pretty close. So I would say it was kind of similar, almost similar Texas, but it's definitely there's a little bit of difference over there.
So make it kind of easy to transition. When there's a lot of similarities like that.
Yeah, I would say that was kind of like a little bit of a pushing factor too, coming over here. You don't have a guy who I can trust already off the back.
Do you feel like you've gotten stronger, bigger since you've gotten here?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've definitely gotten stronger, more explosive.
What's been the biggest area of adjustment you've had to go through since getting here?
With the pace. It was kind of tough in the summer, but after that, right now, it's just I've definitely transitioned good.
You feel like your cardio's gotten a lot better?
Yeah, it's definitely.
What about on the defensive end? How much do you feel like, I know you've talked in the past how you like being physical, you kind of like being kind of that banged up point or post player, kind of how much did that translate to Rick Barnes' defense?
I think he's definitely going to expect that from me this year. Be a good shot blocker and good post defender. And I just think I can bring that to the table. And also we have other guys on the team that can also bring that to the table.
What do you feel like you bring on the offensive end?
Lob threats and also inside scoring.
1v1, you're playing yourself. Do you think you can guard yourself? Do you think you can score on yourself?
Man, I'm a good shot blocker. I might have to shoot from outside there.
You think it's going in if you
Oh, yeah.
pull up over yourself?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna just pump fake. I'm giving out. I can't say that though. I'm giving out my weakness.
Since you got here, obviously a lot of new faces. Who's been someone that's kind of taken you by surprise?
Chaz for sure.
What is it about Chaz that's been so successful?
He's a really good shooter. He's walking too.
Igor, I'll start with you. Thinking back to when you're at Virginia, how different, how similar are the defenses? I know they're both known for being kind of high physicality defenses. How similar are the concepts?
I mean, you know, Virginia and Coach Tony Bennett, they're known for playing the pack, and that was the primarily goal, and that's what we were doing here. It's higher. We got to be higher in the gaps. We got to be closer to our man. You know, there's a lot of shooters in the league, so we got to be ready for that.
Yeah.
But you know, we always got to be in the gaps anyways. Split the line. So I mean, there's some similarities, but you know, different concepts, I guess, different coaching styles.
What about Charlotte? How does it compare to your time there?
Charlotte was also kind of Virginia defense. It was also the pack, so really similar to Virginia, and that was one of the reasons I chose Charlotte when I was transferring for the first time. So yeah, really similar.
Two kind of Hall of Fame level coaches, and Tony Bennett and Rick Barnes. Are there any similarities between them as kind of coaches, or are they pretty different?
Very different. I would say very different. Coach Tony's more calm than Coach Barnes here, especially during practice. Outside of practice, both great guys. You know, like you said, both Hall of Famers. So I'm fortunate that I had the opportunity to work with both of them.
Do you like that kind of getting on you in practice? How do you feel like that brings the best out of you?
I feel like that gets the best out of me, and sometimes I need to be pushed, and I am aware of that, and Coach Barnes definitely does that pretty well.
There's been a lot of talk about your versatility. How comfortable are you getting the rebound, kind of pushing it down the floor and being that kind of de facto point guard?
I mean, as a younger player, I always played like in the guard position, so I was always one of the guys that had to bring the ball up, you know, after rebound, whatever, steal, big man catches the ball, passes it to either guard, so just run it. So I used to do that when I was younger. Then as I got to college, it kind of faded away, and now we're trying to bring it back. So I'm excited for it. I feel like Coach Barnes trusts me with it, and I'll try to do my best with it.
So you've now been to 3 stops, and all of them have kind of been pretty defensive focused. Is that something about you that you like playing defense, like being those systems, or kind of a coincidence, or kind of what's been the common denominator?
I'm gonna be honest. Coming into Virginia, like from overseas, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that schools have that. Like, you know, they're known for defense. But yeah, as I got to the States, my defense apparently wasn't to the level, and I had to improve on it. So I feel like getting to the defensive-minded schools, it's, you know, it helps to play for coaches that prioritize defense. I want to get better as a player, and offense, defense, both. So I feel like it helps me.
You feel like
become a better player.
Sorry, you feel like you could guard yourself if you 1v1'd yourself?
Guard myself.
Score or defend yourself? How do you think that'd play out? Same for you, Campbell.
Probably not. I'm just tall. I would shoot over myself, so probably not.
I feel like I'd be able to guard myself, probably.
All right. Who's someone for both of you guys, both newcomers? Who's someone's taking you by surprise? Maybe you didn't know too much about getting here, and then someone on the team that's kind of jumped out early.
I mean, I didn't know much about Cade because, you know, probably he didn't play as much last year. You know, when I was watching the big games of Tennessee, he wasn't really in the picture. But now that I see him in practice and what he's doing, it's big time. So Cade definitely took me by surprise.
What is it about him that's kind of
just athleticism? Is crazy. Like, that guy jumps out the building.
What you came up with?
If I had to say somebody, I'd probably say D-Stone.
Okay.
Especially when I first got here. I knew he was coming from Hofstra, but I really didn't know too much about him. It's kind of the second he got to practice, he's just a good basketball player. He just gets buckets. Like, he kind of is real quiet, but he just gets to work on the court. Like, there's something different.
Strength and conditioning wise, how's that been getting into the kind of weight room here?
We just got done lifting. We're tired, so yeah. I mean, it's different than any other place I've been to. Like, Coach G is real professional. He knows what he's talking about, and I feel like all the guys trust him 100% with their bodies, with what we're doing. We never question him, so I feel like it's a big part of the program.
You can do.
I'd say, yeah, when we lift, a lot of it's really technical. Like, it's more than just your basic lifts. I think he tries to make it specific to what we need as players. Conditioning-wise, we really got after it over the summer. I know Igor more than me, but then once we came back for school, we picked it up even more. And we've been running a lot. So I think Coach Barnes wants us to be in a lot better shape than the teams that we're going to play. So use that to our advantage.
You're from Texas, obviously right here, Longhorn country. What brought you to Tennessee?
You know, honestly, I was picking between the University of Texas and Tennessee just as a student. And I don't know, like, I'm a pretty Christian dude, and I honestly think it's part of, like, God's purpose that, like, I saw something different in Tennessee, and I didn't know what it was, and I still don't know what my purpose is here yet. But I think, like, in my head, like, it was my decision, but I think God kind of led me to come to Tennessee instead of going against the grain, where I have family that you went to Texas, and everybody's there, and I kind of went against the grain, and I got blessed with the opportunity to play basketball for the school, and so I think that shows that, like God led me here.
And Tennessee reached out for us.
All right, getting here, pretty known for the strength and conditioning program. How's that been getting to campus?
It's been great. This guy over here, pushes us in the weight room every day. And I've seen a big adjustment just in my body and just on the court about how physical I can be. So it's been cool.
Take any time to get used to kind of the rigorous weight room experience here?
Yeah, you're definitely sore. It's definitely some tough days, but you got the guy next to you just pushing you, so it makes it a little easier.
What do you think your biggest area of growth in that category has kind of been?
Explain it later.
Like what part, like conditioning, upper body strength, lower body strength, like where have you seen the biggest jump since getting here?
Yeah, I came in as a decently sized freshman, but just strength has gone through the roof. I've gained some weight, and then like you said, the conditioning's been a big part. I've gotten in way better shape since I've been here, and you're going to need that to play as hard as we got to play here at Tennessee.
It's a bit of a Charlotte to Knoxville pipeline kind of forming, basketball and football. Is there anything to that, or?
I think it's just it's a similar kind of feel. I think Charlotte's a special place. It's a family, down there, and I think that you kind of see that here. And I saw that on my visit, and that was a big reason I committed.
What other reasons was it Tennessee over some of the other schools?
Family atmosphere. I think it's the best college town in the world. The fans are crazy, so just coming here and seeing the football games and the basketball games, it was nothing like I saw anywhere else. And then obviously just the coaches that are going to push you hard every day and get you better. On
the court, what's been the biggest adjustment coming to Tennessee?
Just the pace and the speed you got to play with. You got to get your shot off faster. Everyone's so much taller, longer, so just the gaps close faster. So just trying to, be ready to get that shot off or make that next pass. Just everything's kind of just a second faster.
Obviously pretty known for their defense here. What was that part of the appeal to coming to Tennessee, get better on the defensive end?
Absolutely. That's something I took pride in, even in high school. So I think just coming here, and that's something I already like to do, is play defense. So it's been a smooth transition.
If you played one-on-one against yourself, would you be able to guard yourself, or you think you would score on yourself?
I would be able to guard myself.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
All right. Thanks, Bishop. Start with Darwin Stone. Just what brought you to Tennessee?
Just closer to home. I've been through a lot these last couple of months, dealing with deaths. My dad, grandmother, best friend. So I just chose over here because closer to home and help my mom, take care of my mom. And obviously Rick Barnes played a part. Unbelievable coach, Hall of Famer. And I knew this place was hard, and this was my last year, and I wanted it to be hard, so this is why I chose Tennessee.
What's that been like playing for Coach Barnes?
It's been unbelievable. Like I said, Hall of Famer, he teaches me a lot. I learn from him. He gets on me, but that means he just wants the best from me. But it's been a good experience so far.
You came in with a pretty physical base, but what's it been like in the weight room, conditioning, and everything here?
It's been good, man. He's getting me right. He's getting me stronger, faster. Weight's been hard, but I'm built for it. So,
Igor talked about kind of giving the trust of your body over to the weight staff. Is that any part of it, like having to build trust with the weight staff and knowing that what they're telling you is what's best for you?
Yeah, of course. You just got to trust the program. I trust the program 100%. I know they're going to turn my body into what I wanted it to become. and I know they're going to get me better, get me physically stronger.
How do you feel like you fit in the system here? Is that something that appealed to you, coming to a place that plays a lot of defense?
Yeah, I fit in the system very well. You know, you got to have heart, you got to play hard, give effort, and I think I can do all of those things.
Who's someone that's surprised you? Maybe you got to campus, maybe didn't know everything about everyone, and that they've really jumped out since practice started?
I'll probably say Igor, unbelievable player, shooter, passes, rebounded, phenomenal player.
If you're going to 1v1 yourself, would you be able to guard yourself? You think you'd score on yourself?
Nah, I can't guard myself. Hard coverage.